Hello, my Unity friends and family. Welcome to Sunday, October 25th, 2020. Today we will be finishing up our last lesson on the unit of loving, and our intention is to really look and explore how we may express our God love. And God love is a love that is given unselfishly. It's an act that's done for others, and it will often return back to you. So we'll dwell on that in just a moment. My pows and my wows. My wows this week, I have been working with my first graders that I've known since they were, many of them since they were about 3. So it's neat to see how much they've grown. We are working the majority of the time outside. We have big tents. If it rains, we often go with their little cubbies. They have their crayons, their markers, their everything, scissors, glue sticks, rulers, and we take them outside with their chair. They make 2 trips, and they have a clipboard, and they keep the clipboard right on their lap, and we teach outside with whiteboards and the whole bit. So that's been fun. Interesting not knowing what kind of clothes you're going to need for Michigan weather, because you know it changes. So I had 5 different outer layers available today, so it was kind of fun. And let's see, my pow is for our country, the United States of America, as we enter into the voting time, because there's going to be change, and not everyone's going to enjoy that change, but let's just hope we can all get along with that. I also have prayers for our entire world, and in that prayer I ask that there be love and kindness and health and peace. Now our affirmation for today reads as follows. It says, "My heart expresses love for all God's world." So I've read this story once, but I will read it again because it's a good one. It's Ruth and Naomi. I will show you the pictures after I read. I'm just looking for my glasses, which I don't seem to have. They must be behind me. Okay. For many years, the widow Naomi had made her home in Moab. Her husband had died there, and so had her 2 sons. Their wives, Orpah and Ruth, lived with her. During a time of famine, Naomi decided to return to her own country, to Bethlehem. "We will come with you," said her daughters-in-law. "No," said Naomi, "your place is not with me, an old woman. You must stay in Moab, where you belong." Orpah was content with this. But Ruth loved Naomi and would not be parted from her. "Where you go, there shall I follow," she said. "Your home shall be mine, your people, my people, your God, my God." And so Ruth and Naomi journeyed together to Bethlehem. They arrived at harvest time, and Ruth went into the fields to gather the leftover barley. Boaz, a cousin of Naomi's, who owned the fields, noticed the young woman and asked who she was. He was touched to hear about her kindness to Naomi, and went over to her. "Come and eat with us. You are safe here with my people." That evening, Naomi told Ruth to return to Boaz. "Wait until he has fallen asleep, and then go quietly and lie down beside him." As soon as she saw that Boaz slept, Ruth lay down at his feet. In the middle of the night, he woke with a start and saw the form of the woman in the darkness. And he says, "Who are you?" "I am Ruth, and I've come to ask for your protection. There is someone closer to you in the family than I. But if he does not wish to look after you and Naomi, then I shall take care of you." And so, as it turned out, Ruth and Boaz were married, and Ruth gave birth to a son who brought great happiness to Naomi in her old age. And let me show you here. Right here are Naomi and Ruth, and over here is Orpah. This is Boaz in his field, and this is Ruth picking up the leftover wheat and things that had not been already harvested. Over here is Ruth lying at the feet of Boaz as he sleeps. Okay, so we're going to discuss how God's love is expressing in this story. Our first question says, how do Ruth and Naomi feel about one another, and how can you tell? Well, Naomi put Ruth's needs before her own. For she said, go ahead and I can stay here, you need to stay. But then Ruth expresses her love to Naomi by saying, no, I must stay with you. Your people are my people, your God is my God, where you go, I go. So that was showing her love. How did Naomi express her love for Ruth? Well, her cousin Boaz, they had met that night, and she encouraged Ruth to go to him and lie next to him as he sleeps, she said. Oh, you wouldn't do that in today's day and age, but back then he was out watching his field, so she went out there and just sort of stayed next to him. And what does it say next? Now it says, what did Naomi receive as she showed that she loved Ruth? Well, we learned that Boaz became her husband. So she got that relationship, and he was attracted to her initially because of her kindness and her love. When he asked his cousin Naomi, who is this woman? And she explained how kind she's been as her daughter-in-law. So that returned to her, and she got a new husband and a son. Okay. How does this story show us God's love expressing? I think doing a good or a kindness for someone else can come right back full circle and come back to you, because that's basically what happened to Ruth. She was trying to be there for her mother-in-law, and her mother-in-law appreciated it, loved her, and encouraged this other relationship, and then out of that, everyone was happy. So that would be my answer on that. Now, our creative activity. You may remember the large love quilt we all made together. We all did a big square, and then we glued them together on these big poster boards, 4 of them, and then we put them together and we hung it up. Well, today it's similar. We are going to be doing a mini love quilt. Actually, it was quite fun to do. I used 5 index cards. The size I used were 3 inches by 5 inches, but you could use any size. And what I did is I got a different color paper, and I took the index cards and I glued them on there. Now what I did is I talked in positive words, because thoughts held in mind create after their kind. So here I put kindness. I want kindness. And down here, love is always the answer, which I believe is true no matter what the question. It says create peace and love prevails. Now you can see I did that. These were fun. It didn't take that long. I just put a little thought into it. Oh, I forgot to show you. Maybe you already saw that, but the center of the flowers are peace signs. So you're going to make yourselves a mini love quilt. Oh yes, I sent out a letter to many people last week that have children. You got one, I'm sure. And it was talking about times to gather for a Zoom call. It's not going to be anything too structured. It's just more to say hi and to see one another. And I'm still waiting to hear back. I think we need to have more than the one family that is interested in doing it. And so far that day is Sunday afternoon, but I'm waiting to hear back. And as I do, I will share our affirmation one more time so you can remember this as you go on your day and all into next week. And our affirmation says, you see that all on there? My heart expresses love for all God's world. Yes. And love will answer pretty much any question. It's difficult times we live in, but love is the constant. So we got to just keep showing it and giving it. Now, as we bring this to a close, let's do the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay, God! Now, as you go into your next week, know that you are loved, special, and important to me. Goodbye.